Well, what's going on, guys? And welcome to another segment of the Comic Book Reader's Digest. Finally finished reading this morning, the Venom, the Complete Collection, Volume 2 by Rick Redeemer. Remender. I'm sorry, Rick Remender. And I gotta say, Volume 2 was a hell of a lot better than 1 in every way. 1 was great, don't get me wrong. 1 was great, but Volume 2 was phenomenal. And I'm gonna tell you why. There was a lot of, for the main reason, there was a lot of sick revelations in this book. Within each different subplots and storylines, there was some very good revelations. Things that you would think that you should have known or you thought you knew as a Marvel fan, and that you're like, whoa, that just blew my mind because I thought it was, we're gonna get into that. So let me just tell you what the premise of Volume 2 is. So basically, oh yeah, by the way, check out my Volume 1 video. I will have the link in the description. Check that out so you get an understanding of me coming into, the premise of Volume 2. So you kind of get the whole backstory. But definitely read that if you haven't read Volume 1. That's a really good read too. So for those that's reading this for the first time and they read Volume 1, I'm going to try to do it with minimal spoilers as I can. There may be a couple, but it's not going to be like, oh, because there's so much going on that I couldn't even cover everything. I only cover like certain things. And a couple of them are keys and the other ones are just like substantially key plots. So just bear that in mind. So we're going to start with Flash Thompson. He's on a run while drinking to cope with a tragedy he just experienced. So like I said, if you want to know that tragedy, read Volume 1. I'm not going to spoil that. Also, a certain hero gets tricked into opening the gates of hell to merge with the Earth. So that way, Earth will go into hell or vice versa, or hell will fall into Earth, depending on what that hero does. So you might kind of have a good idea who I'm referring to. If not, definitely read this and you will find out. Also, Crime Master, he gets Jacqueline, his right hand man, to recruit other supervillains to try and hunt down Agent Venom while he's on the run. So, Agent Venom, he doesn't just have the government looking for him to get the suit back, but he also have, he still have Crime Master and Jacqueline to deal with, along with other super villain recruits. Also, this is where we get into the meat and potatoes. The true face behind the Weapon X project is revealed. So if you think it was Dr. Cornelius in the comics, you are going to be hugely mistaken once you find out who was really the true face behind Weapon X. You're not going to believe it, because I didn't believe it when I read it and it was revealed. I was like, holy shit. And then if you read towards the end of Volume 1, going into Volume 2, you kind of get an understanding. You'd be like, oh, okay, now that makes sense then. That makes sense. And also in this, there's a lot of heroes making cameos in this. Definitely a lot of heroes. Not gonna spoil it. Like I said, you gotta read it because that's gonna kind of break the immersion if I tell you, and you're already reading, already knowing what you're gonna see. So I'm gonna leave that one for you guys to check out. And the biggest one of this whole book is the Crime Master identity is finally revealed. Because in Volume 1, when he was introduced, he was always wearing a mask, so nobody didn't know his backstory. Nobody didn't know who he was. We just knew that he was affiliated with Jacqueline, and then Jacqueline was affiliated with him. So if you read Volume 1, you're going to get a whole grasp of that. And then once you realize the crime master's identity, it'll start putting all the pieces together as why, you know, he was going after Flash Thompson and, such and such, and why, you know, everything kind of came about. So yeah, it's a lot of revelations in this book, man. I enjoyed every page reading it. I mean, every minute reading it. I just finished reading it this morning. I'm definitely going to read this again. I think I'm more in tune to reread this than rereading Volume 1 and Volume 2. I might just read Volume 2 and just move on. But yeah, this was a good read. And the last key thing, this probably would be a spoiler. I'm not sure if I should spoil it for you. Oh shit! You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't call it a big spoil, but yeah, that'll kind of spoil the experience. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at Crime Master Identity is revealed. That was a huge one for me. That was a huge. When I found out who he was, I was like, my jaw dropped. It's like one of those revelations you see in the movie theater. You get the same reaction. So I was like, man, oh man. Between that and the Face Behind the Weapon X project, oh man, this book is sick. Epic. I have to say, epic. So yeah, I'm giving this book. Oh, not to mention this, the illustration in this was flawless. So I'm not even going into a whole spiel about that. It was just flawless. So I'm giving this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed this book very much. Volume 2, very much. And I recommend you guys read it as soon as you can. Go to your local Barnes and Nobles, your local library. You can pick it up. If you're a collector, I would suggest you rather go to the library, read it, and then buy the book to have as collectible so you don't have to open it, read it, and nothing. It'll be worth a lot more money down the line. So yeah, that concludes my review of Venom, the Complete Collection Volume 2 by Rick Remender. And it's been another great episode of Comic Book Reader's Digest. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.